Okay, I'm not a fan of credit repair companies. So these companies that advertise, will help you get your credit card debt eliminated. It just doesn't work that way because what's happening already is that you're already late on your payments. Okay, so that's creating your score to fall significantly. And then when you sign up with these companies, they basically pick the credit cards that they're going to start paying off, and the rest of them just remain reporting late. Well, all of them actually report late because they're gonna try to negotiate, and the only part of this equation that anybody benefits from is the credit reporting agent or is the credit repair agency. They're making money off of you. Okay, so you need to stop that. Don't do that. You can do this yourself. There's a website called annualcreditreport.com, and this is where you're going to start. You're going to go to that website. You're going to pull all three bureaus. You're going to download all three bureaus. Now, when you get to the site, it's going to have some pop-up windows. They're going to try to, hey, buy this score or get a score. Just bypass those. Go to move past that. Get your credit reports. Equifax, TransUnion, Experian, all three of those bureaus have different identifiers you have to provide to get the report. So, and then you're going to download them to your device. I mean, do it on a computer is advisable. If you can do it on your phone or laptop, and then you're going to go through your credit report and see what's reporting. It's a very in-depth, detailed report. And first of all, you want to make sure that everything they're reporting is accurate. And then what you need to do is figure out how the bad stuff stops reporting. So if there's some inaccuracies, dispute them. I've had several clients get successful scenarios when they dispute accounts, and credit reports are notorious for having mistakes on them. So you want to get that checked out. You want to make sure everything is reporting correctly. So find out what things are reporting on credit currently: credit cards, student loans, automobiles, personal loans, ATV loans, whatever. Anything that's reporting, and go through the reports, make sure it's reporting accurately. And then secondly, if you are late on a payment or making payments late, find out why. Figure out why. It's just not because I had a vet bill and I had to pay the vet to take care of the dog or the cat and I couldn't pay my $25 credit card bill. We need to move past that. We need to be more accountable to that, to our budget. So find out, get your report, figure out what's reporting correctly. If it's not, right through the website, you can dispute that stuff. So if you're unsure, dispute it. They'll let you know. It takes a couple weeks, up to 30 days. They can get that back. So they'll let you know if something is reporting incorrectly or is correctly. And that's one way to do it. And the government has provided us that site to do that very thing. But what you need to start with is your spending habits. Most Americans spend frivolously, and you need to stop that. So you need to get control of your budget. And so that's where you're going to start with a budget. Figure out how much money you got coming in versus what's going out. In most cases, Americans spend more than what they have coming in. That's not uncommon. It's common for a lot of us. Probably, I don't know if I'm going to guess, 70% of the population that has credit cards is overspending on them. But anyway, whatever the case may be, you need to do those things. You need to find out why your card is reporting badly, and then figure out why why you can't make that payment or why you can't make those payments. And then from there, take your income, do a calculation of 30%, 25%. That should be the maximum of going out of credit card or payments going out that's reporting on credit versus your gross income. Okay, so 30%. So I make 4,000 multiply that by 30. That should cover everything: car loans, student loans, credit cards, improvement loans, whatever. 30% of your income, and that will give you some room. That will give you some room to be able to get a mortgage. Okay, because it's also back to debt to income ratio. So, a couple of things that we're going to need to make sure you do. First of all, stop the bad reporting. Don't go to these credit repair agencies. They're no good. They're just costing you money because the late payments just keep piling up. They promise you all this stuff, but the late payments just keep reporting. So you're better off if you have a way to work out something with the credit company or credit card company, call them directly. Try to work with the creditor directly before it goes to a situation where they're going to turn it over to collections or something like that. A lot of creditors will try to work with you. It's still going to report badly, but at least it'll give you a starting point to get it cleaned up. Try to manage all this stuff yourself. You can. You can absolutely manage all of this yourself if you just put a little effort into it, okay? And you start with the annualcreditreport.com. Find out what's going on, find out what's reporting late, make sure everything that's reporting is accurate based on what you have, and then let's start picking one at a time, one account. Let's get it cleaned up. One account, one account. Make it right. Get it right. Get it reporting correctly. And then work on the next account. And you'll find that if you just do those small little steps, little by little, you will be able to get your credit back up. You'll be able to get your accounts caught up, and you'll know exactly where you're at because you've researched what the problems were. So normally I'm overspending. I don't have a budget. I'm not living within my budget. Those are the things that you have to do to get the credit to where it needs to be. Because you're just overspending and you can't pay the bills. And you're late on the bills. So you pick and choose what bills you're going to pay. And we don't want to do that. Just find out what's going on with your credit, why you can't pay the bills, and sit down and draw up a plan. Get a budget. Take it step by step. You don't have to do this overnight. If it takes you a year, who cares? If it takes you 6 months, who cares? If it takes you 2 years, just get it done. Because you have to have good credit. Good credit will help you in so many situations in life. Emergencies, things that go on. But you have to manage it properly. And also quit the spending. Quit overspending. You know, the $6 and $7 lattes and the going out to eat 4 and 5 days a week, that's just killing your budget. It's eating up all the funds because you don't realize what you spend. You just grab out the plastic credit card and you swipe it. And next thing you know, there's 30 transactions in the course of a month and you owe $1,000 on your bill. And you can't even justify what you spent the money on. So that's what we're talking about. Be disciplined, get your credit in order, and then we need you to get a mortgage. We need you to buy a home that drives the economy. So use this video to help the process to stop the bleeding of the bad credit, and let's start being accountable to our finances and be able to pay our bills on time. And if you have some situations where you're getting behind on some payments, don't let it go to collections. Call the creditors. Try to work out something with them in the interim until you can get back on track. All right, James Waller, have a great day.